welcome to this week's edition, which is episode 4 of Impacted. And this week is going to be a very, very special Impacted. We're specialising and we're talking about all the matches for Bound for Glory. My name is Bison, and I am joined today by my brother from another mother, from the empty space in the void. It is the Joker.
Good morning.
Hello, buddy. You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
And yourself?
Good. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've had a pretty busy week this week. Obviously, we've got a lot of the sort of like, new rules and regulations coming in from our local government. So my businesses are a little bit affected by all of that. So there's lots of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still well. I'm still healthy. You're well. You're healthy, and you are looking great. Actually, you're obviously doing well with your recovery at the moment. So that's good to see, Joe.
Yeah, it is.
Good. What's happening in your world then? Just getting stronger and fitter and better?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We're in the big red zone up here as well. So all the restrictions in that are highest. So
yeah. So you're staying at home.
Yeah. So we're in Merseyside, so we're in the catchment area for where everything's the toughest. But let's not delve into that too much because it's going to get a bit too political.
Oh, we don't want all that going on. Right, okay, let's delve in. Let's give a little bit of news. We heard last night on the episode of Impact Wrestling that we now have a save the date for the big day. The big Rosemary and Bravo wedding is now going to be on the show after Bound for Glory, the 27th of October. So save the date, guys. I think it's going to be one hell of a wedding. What do you think, Joe, on that one?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm itching to see James Mitchell again, and Rosemary's talking about Miss Virgin Sacrifice, so I'm waiting to see what happens to Bravo.
Should be interesting. Are we going to see? Maybe the whole thing is, like you say, Bravo is a virgin sacrifice to bring back Decay or something crazy like that. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. I hope that's not the case. I'm a bit of a sucker for a love story, so we'll see. But yeah, so everybody save the date. Obviously the 20. So for the UK fans, that's going to obviously be the 28th of October, because obviously at 10 p.m. on Free Sports. So don't forget to tune in for that, because I think that's going to be one hell of a show. So let's crack on then, mate. Let's crack on. Let's talk about the biggest pay-per-view of the year from any promotion, as far as I'm concerned, Bound for Glory. Now, when this show goes out, we're literally something like 5 days away from the show. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a little rundown. We're going to talk about each of the current listed matches for the event. I think there's probably maybe one more to be added. Maybe a female knockouts title tag match or something crazy like that is going to be added. I don't think there's enough female matches on the card at the moment.
We're still calling for it on Twitch.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that by the end of next week's go home show, we will have a tag title match for Bound for Glory. I'm pretty certain of that. What do you think on that one, Joe?
That's what I'm hoping for, and I'm going to be trolling Scott Demore as much as I can.
We really need to see that. We really do, and be interested to see, if that's maybe another three-way that we saw this week on Impact. I don't know, or will it be, maybe it be, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I just think it would be a really cool thing to see turn up on the show. I mean, it could be a four. Could you imagine? Right now, bear with me on this one. Right, maybe someone like Taylor Wilde. And is it Sarita, Sarah Stock, or whatever her name is? It's recently been released from WGUK. They were former Knockouts Tag Champions. Maybe they turn up to sort of kind of represent the former, formal tag team title holders. I know obviously ODB or maybe even ODB turns up and with the belts.
Yeah.
And says, is handing them over, putting them up for the three-way, for a three-way title, knockouts tag title match or something like that. I don't know. It'd be very interesting to see, and I honestly believe that it's going to happen. They're just keeping it to be the last thing that gets released, I'm sure, because they know that we all want it. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if that happens. But first match that I think we could talk about will be the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. Now we had a tag team. Sorry, we had it's like a 5-on-5 kind of, a 10-man tag. Sorry, yeah, it was a tag, wasn't it? It was like a 5-on-5 tag match, which included Rhino and so we've got some interesting stipulation there to talk about for the match, whereby it looks like if Heath or Rhino get the pin for the actual for the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match at Bang for Glory, then Heath gets a contract, and by the sound of it, Rhino keeps his. If neither of them win the match, it looks like neither of them have a contract with Impact Wrestling going forward. Wow. Did we expect? I definitely didn't expect that to happen. Did you?
I didn't expect it to happen, but it's made the end of the match sort of a bit predictable. We're going to have Rhino and Heath at the end. Is Rhino going to knock his friend off, and then cost himself his own contract, or is he going to let Heath get the win? It's going to be a very, very emotional finish.
I think so. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where this one pans out. What's interesting about these matches is obviously that it's male and female, so we could see anybody enter this. I think what's clear is that the 10 people clearly that was in this 5-on-5 to last night on Impact are in the match. So that means that we've got 20 other people. Now, who is that 10 other people? Who is that 10 going to be? There's some speculation here. I mean, are we going to see some returning talents? Are we going to see a James Storm turn up on this? Could we see a debut Leo Rush, for instance?
Yeah.
Could we see someone like Ben Carter turn up?
Some interesting names popped up last night. I was calling for James Storm and Jake Crist. Someone suggested Jesse Goddard, who I'd love to see come back as well.
Yeah, why not?
Leo Rush had come up a few times. Zack Ryder came up a few times as well. I forget his real name, so I constantly refer him to his e-name. So by all means, hit me with a chair.
Yeah, Matt Cardona. So maybe Matt will turn up to help Brian.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see him come in because I was a big fan of his when he was at WWE. I must admit.
So you've got Matt and Brian. They're good friends. Will he turn up to help Brian in this match? Because clearly, obviously, Brian's in the Gauntlet match. I don't know. I mean, Tommy Dreamer's in there. It's going to be interesting. I mean, who could turn up in this match?
ODB. She always seems to make an appearance at one of these, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, could ODB turn up? And like I say, we know that Alicia's in there. We know that Tenille Dashwood's in there. Because obviously they were in the 10. So that's we've got both the Deaners in the match. That's going to be interesting now. Those two pan out.
Yeah.
There can only be one winner. So if you're sticking tag teams in and friends in, it's going to be touch and go on that one. Imagine if the Deaners were the ones that were left at the end.
Oh, imagine if Johnny Swinger won.
Well, there you go, Johnny Swinger. I mean, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? But of course, this all ties into the fact that next week on the Go Home show, we've got the 5 that won, which was Heath. I'm trying to remember who it was though. Heath, Rhino, Alicia Edwards, Jake Deaner, and Hernandez.
Yes.
Oh, well done, memory. Well done. So we got those 5 that are going to be competing to see who comes in at number 20. Who do you think that's going to be? Who do you think is going to win that?
I think it's going to be Rhino.
I do too.
Yeah.
Just to really sort of kind of add a little bit of intrigue to the whole thing.
I think Heath's going to get pinned and he's going to come in first, or Rhino's going to get pinned and he's going to come in first. It's going to end with Rhino and Heath, whichever way it goes. So it's going to be a really, really emotional finish, and it's going to be a really, really exciting start because you're going to be sitting there not wanting either of them to lose their contracts. Well, I don't want either of them to lose their contract.
No, I think it'd be awful for both of them to go, definitely.
No, Rhino's in fantastic shape, and Trent was saying yesterday that he just doesn't seem to age.
No, he doesn't, does he?
He looks just like he did when I saw him in ECW and the WWE. And
see, that's interesting because that's exactly what the difference I see between Rhino and RVD. Pardon me. I mean, RVD and Rhino are roughly the same age.
Yeah.
And for me, like, RVD looks old to me. I think RVD looks his age, right? Like, you know, his hair is not like it used to. It's not as full, and, you know, it's obviously thinned out, and, you know, he looks a bit of a mess sometimes when he goes into the ring. Whereas Rhino just looks like Rhino of 10, 15 years ago. He doesn't look any different. You know what I mean? He's a total gore machine. And every time he enters and has a match, he doesn't look any different. He's just an all-round amazing athlete, and I think we're really lucky to have him on the show. So I don't want to see Rhino going anywhere anytime soon. But I still think that although we've got that added stipulation, or we got the added intrigue now into this Corey Shot Gauntlet, we're going to see a couple of surprises. So, like you say, a Leo Rush, Jesse Goddard, you know, maybe Matt Cardona, maybe, you know, or maybe a Lufisto.
Yes, that's someone else who I want to see come in.
Yeah, so I mean, there is the option in there. Ben Carter, like I said, we saw him on Explosion this week. What an amazing talent he is, and he is British. Yes. So it's great, you know, and then we know that Scott D'Amore is keen to bring in some UK talents or some British talents. He's a big fan of the UK wrestlers.
He's watching the NXT UK roster, and he's really keen to get some of those guys over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we know that Ben has got several offers on the table. We know that NXT UK are interested in him. It's gone out. It's been publicly, you know, stated. You know, he's appeared on AEW, so I'm sure there's going to be something there for him. And of course, he's now appeared on Impact. From what I've heard, though, he's got visa issues, which means that he can't actually work for money. I think that the matches that he's been having have all been non-paid. So it's going to be interesting to see if he turns up at Bound for Glory. I think if he does turn up at Bound for Glory, especially if he's in this match as well, I think it bodes well for a potential future contract for Impact Wrestling.
Well, look at Kylie Ray.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I really believe that. So I would like to see Ben signed to Impact. I think a lot of people would. So it'd be interesting. So yeah, that's going to be an absolute blinder room match. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And I think you are too.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for that because I know we're going to get Desmond Wentz in there as well.
Oh yeah, see, there you go, Desmond Wentz. I mean, wow, it's going to be a hell of a match, that one. Okay, so we then move on to the Eddie and Shamrock match. So we've got Eddie Edwards versus obviously Ken Shamrock. We know that Ken is going into the Impact Hall of Fame. So, you know, that is obviously, you know, piqued people's interest for that. We know that Shamrock is publicly asked The Rock to give him a personal message for his montage and all that kind of stuff at Bound for Glory. So we're all looking forward to that. That's going to be interesting. And I think that, you know, and of course he's got Sami Callihan in his corner. Now, for me, to have Sami Callihan not taking part in a match currently at Bound for Glory is weird. Like I don't understand that at all. So I'm thinking that, you know, if you notice when they put the picture up, you know, of this particular thing, you've got obviously Eddie on his own, but there's quite a gap next to him, right?
Yeah.
And you've got Ken and Sami, right? Now, if nobody else was going to be interjected into the match, I would suggest that it would be a little bit more centralized and you wouldn't have that sort of kind of space on the side, because that space indicates it's obviously they're going to put somebody in that space, right? So I honestly think that by Bound for Glory, someone is going to be in his corner and we're going to see Shamrock, Sami versus Eddie and someone.
Yeah.
Or
someone's in Eddie's corner.
Or at least someone's going to be in Eddie's corner. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's going to be either someone's going to be in Eddie's corner, or after the match, Sami Callihan and Ken Shamrock are going to fall apart, and I think we're going to see a revival of Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan, which is something I'm itching to see.
Yeah, I think that is going to be. I honestly believe that's where it's heading. Otherwise, there's no reason to put Shamrock in with Eddie. I mean, what is the reason for Shamrock to be beating down Eddie? Unless it's because Sami is in his ear, and that's what he wants to happen, because he wants to give him a beating, and then obviously we start to see a feud again be fueled between Eddie and Sami. That's my thoughts, because I think once we get to Bound for Glory, once obviously Ken is gone into the Hall of Fame, I would imagine that's going to be it for him.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see Ken Shamrock after that. Once he's in the Hall of Fame, he's sort of kind of done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's what's best. And no disrespect. Well, I don't have any disrespect for Ken Shamrock. I admire that he's come back and he's doing what he's doing. You know, he's proved everybody wrong. You know, he had that loss to Moose. He had that loss to quite a few people, the North, and to see what Sami Callihan's actually pulled him back into the Shamrock we once knew.
Yes,
it's just a great show that Ken Shamrock isn't afraid to adapt.
No, exactly. And let's face the facts. I mean, Shamrock is jacked. He is looking absolutely jacked. And he was looking at jacked. So that was it, that set of tapings. What was he going to look like when he enters the ring at Bound for Glory? When he's had like another couple of months worth of training, you know, working out, getting himself like seriously back into, you know, Attitude Era Jack shape.
He's so quick as well. That's another thing. He's gotten so much quicker since you look at his match at Slammiversary. You can see he was a bit off. He's gotten so much quicker.
Yeah.
And his takedowns are a lot more aggressive. So he's definitely back to his A game.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's an absolute beast. And I think, you know, the idea of putting Eddie, who is also a beast when he gets going, which we all know, I think the idea of putting Eddie and Ken together for this ultimate showdown, sort of kind of hard-hitting, strong style match at Bound for Glory is going to be immense. So I, for one, this is an up. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. How about yourself?
I'm looking forward to it. When there was rumors going around about it, and I was actually pretty hyped for it then. I was just wondering how they were going to build it, and they've built it brilliantly. It does, of course, does mean Sami doesn't seem to be in the match, which is a bit of a disappointment, though. But
I think there's going to be something, though. I think there's going to be something that comes out of this.
How they've built it has been fantastic.
Totally. Okay, so moving swiftly on, we then got the EC3 versus Moose match. Now, this past week on Impact, we finally got some kind of sort of, you know, altercation, you know, an actual coming together of Moose and EC3 fighting.
Good.
It was, for me, it was really well filmed. Like, it was a proper cinematic style match. I thought it was really good, and I really hyped me for what is to come at Bound for Glory. What do you think on that?
Everyone was going wild for it when I was watching it along with the guys at TNI. I was so engaged in it, and you know, obviously EC3 is you could see what the WWE have missed.
Oh, they've completely wasted an incredible talent who is also extremely creative in his own mind, you know, in the way that, I mean, I'm pretty certain that, you know, all of this sort of kind of control your narrative stuff has been very much put together by EC3. He's gone and pitched it to Impact and Ring of Honor and wherever else that he is. And they've gone, you know what, this is awesome. You know, will we see EC3 come out of Bound for Glory? I'm still not sure. I think that he's going to, you know, he's obviously signed for a program up to Bound for Glory to do this, what he's doing at the moment. That's then going to, we might not then see him because he's possibly on Ring of Honor. We'll see him do a program with them, which again might turn out to be something very similar to what they're doing with Impact. And then I don't know, maybe we'll see him turn up on AEW or whatever. But I still think eventually he will end up full time with Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, it's the outcome I want to see.
I think so. He's going to see the impact of the company at the moment. They've got so much momentum. AEW had it for a little while, but it was one of those things where I knew it was going to be this shot in the pan thing because it was hyped, and it went boom, and then it was all great for a couple of weeks, and now it's just back to just being another wrestling show for me. I don't see them doing anything better than what Impact are doing or WWE or anything. It's just another wrestling show with a slightly different set of wrestlers that you've already seen on another wrestling show. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's interesting to see how this one's going to pan out. I really, really hope that, I might even be wrong. It might be that we build up to Bound for Glory. And once, we've had this big cinematic match thing with we think it's a cinematic match with Moose, that it's gonna then turn out to start seeing EC3 a little bit more regularly on a weekly show. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one, Joe?
I definitely see after the match, especially if EC3 loses, he's gonna be going around everywhere, really, really controlling his narrative and basically sticking it to the WWE like he's doing now. Yeah, really, really, really rubbing it in Vince's face that you had your shot with me, and you fucked up.
Yeah, exactly the same with EY, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what Eric Young's done it. Brian Myers is doing it. Heath is doing it. Even Deonna Purrazzo is doing it. But she doesn't have to shoot the company down. She just has to go in the ring and show what she can do. Yeah,
I agree. Which is exactly what they're all doing, I think, to be fair. In reality, we had a couple of cheeky shots, at the beginning. But as all these storylines have sort of progressed, they've just turned into their own entity. And you can draw comparisons if you want to, but they're not necessarily, they're not thrown in your face, which I think is great. They're just letting the guys kind of really sell themselves, really sort of kind of put these storylines together and letting them go with it. And I think it's really looking good. Yeah. With regards to EC3, again, he's so creative. He's got such a creative mind. He's so good on the mic. He's so good at talking. His acting skills are great. And we've had like this slow burn, haven't we? We've had this slow burn building. It's been going and going and going. And yeah, we haven't had him in the ring yet. Maybe it's going to blow us all away. And actually, this is going to be an in-ring match at Bound for Glory.
Yeah, one speculation I've had is that they're going to go back to Orlando and have a match in the Impact Zone there. That's what that would be the ultimate history repeating itself sort of scenario that EC3 is trying to set up for Moose.
Yeah, set up the old Impact Zone. That would be amazing. Who put that one out there? I didn't see that.
No, that was just an idea that crossed my mind.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, so the undisclosed location is actually the old Impact Zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's got to happen.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. No, I like that one. Tell you what, guys, what do you think on that one? Was Joe come up with something there? Is that something that you guys would like to see? Leave us a comment, let us know. So that'd be interesting. So anyway, so who do you think's going to win this one, though?
I think Moose is going to win.
You think?
Yeah.
And do you think the whole process of all of this is that EC3 is going to turn around and say, that's exactly what I wanted?
Definitely. Yeah, he sort of was getting there when he knocked Moose down in the thing last night. Then he sort of took his eye off the ball. Moose comes back up and beats him to a bloody pulp.
Yeah, I love the fact that as the fists were coming down, you could see the blood turn up on Moose's hand. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, what's EC3 going to look like when they pan down?
I'm just glad they didn't finish it with EC3 like walking away and Moose, because Moose is he needs that bit of momentum going through as well.
Yeah, and I think the whole kind of like sort of kind of maniacal laugh or that kind of I don't know, the laugh thing that EC3 was doing. I thought, it's like, I don't know, sinister, wasn't it? It was like, not
sinister.
maniacal, it was sinister.
Sinister. Yeah. It was also really funny. It was just, EC3 is still keeping that humorous side he has.
Yeah.
Just to rub people up the wrong way, and it's working perfectly.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really interesting thing, and one of the things I'm probably most looking forward to at Bound for Glory at the moment. So I'm really excited about this. Now, moving on, we've then got the 6-way scramble for the X Division title. Now, the 6 competitors in this one, obviously, is Chris Bay. We've got Trey Miguel. We've got TJP. So we've got Willie Mack. We've obviously got Rohit Raju as the champion. But the one I don't think we were expecting until obviously last week was Jordan Grace.
This is fantastic.
So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic in this one. Now, we all know that Jordan is a little powerhouse, don't we?
Yeah.
And when it comes to sort of like the guys in the X Division, there's no, you could probably put Jordan against most of those guys because there's not really any sort of kind of weight or size advantage between them. So if anything, Jordan's sort of kind of like strength and build is probably her advantage against some of them. I mean, I would say that Jordan's probably stronger than say Trey or like TJP is not exactly. He's slight, isn't he? He's not a powerhouse.
No, he's one of the most fluent technical wrestlers on the roster, and Jordan Grace is getting there as well. So she's got some way to take down Willie Mack if she has to have a few spots with him. So she's not going to be falling short of anybody.
No, Willie Mack is probably the only one in there that she would physicality wise is obviously potentially got an issue with because he's a big strong dude. But again, he's extremely agile and very fast. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how the dynamic of this one works out. Now, a lot of people online are like, oh, here we go. They're going to put the strap on Jordan. They got to put, what they were saying was a male strap going on a woman, blah, blah, blah. She's going to be the first X Division champion, da, da, da. And I'm like, actually, I don't think that's going to happen. I actually believe that Rohit's going to retain in this, but I think he's going to retain because there's going to be a 7th person outside the ring that is basically going to be Rohit's insurance policy. Now, I'm throwing this one out there. Now, and I'm saying this based on the fact that I saw a promo the other day where Rohit was not being Hakeem, he was being Rohit with the X Division title, and on his shoulder was his indie partner in crime, Karam. Now, we've never seen Karam in any form with Rohit Raju. That's never happened before. This is the first time we've seen it in any form whatsoever. We've only ever seen him with Hakeem as the muscle and the hustle on the indies. So I don't know. Is there or is that a prelude to what we're going to see happen at Bound for Glory? Is Karam going to turn up by Rohit's side as his insurance policy, as his muscle? What do you think?
Well, no, I've never even seen that. So throwing that out there is really rocked the boat for what I was thinking. I honestly hope Jordan Grace does win. We've had 2 other women go to the X Division title. I forget the name of the first one because it was so long ago, and we've had Tessa Blanchard as well. So I'm hoping it'll be Rohit Raju retaining, or Jordan Grace willing to just cause the ultimate upset and get everyone buzzing about the X Division a bit more. Because I want to see TJP and Firefly go back to the tag division as well.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because I think if you look at the lineup, you've got Chris Bay, who's a former champion and an amazing talent. You've got Trey Miguel, who's recently been in the main event scene, taking on people for the world title. And again, he's not been X Division champion yet, and I think he is definitely a future X Division champion. Obviously, TJP is an X Division champion, past X Division champion, whether it be with Manic Suicide or whatever. He's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Willie Mack, he
me.
he had a short run, but he was X Division champion. And then you've got Jordan Grace, who's a Knockouts champion. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, although Trey is he's not actually won any titles yet. I do believe that he's definitely going to be a X Division champion at the very least fairly soon. But I just don't think it's going to be a Bound for Glory. I think they're going to give Rohit a little bit more time. And like I said, I think he's going to bring in his insurance policy. He's going to bring in the Muscle Karam. And I think that is going to add a completely different dynamic to the match. And I can see Rohit retaining for that reason. But, that's just my opinion. Please leave your comments below. Tell me what you think of my idea here, and leave your ideas. We'd love to hear them. So it's interesting to see how that one's going to pan out. So you're going to go with Jordan Grace?
Yeah, Jordan Grace winning or Rohit Raju retaining.
Okay.
I see Trey Miguel's. I think Trey Miguel's going to get to finally winning a title. And they're doing the same with Moose with hindsight. He had world title matches with Lashley. He had the Grand Championship. He had big matches, and now they're slowly rebuilding him up. Yeah. Now that and I think they're going to do the same they're doing the same with Trey, because Trey's one of the most improved superstars of 2020, and so is Rohit Raju and Chris Bay coming in. He's shot up there as well. So there's so many impressive newcomers and so many impressive talent who's been built up through the X Division.
And of course, with the Call Your Shot gauntlet as well, we could see a couple more, couldn't we? I mean, imagine if Leo Rush turned up.
Yeah,
he's going to be an instant classic for the X Division, isn't he? Or a Ben Carter or whatever. They would be X Division guys, wouldn't they? Straight off the bat. It's definitely looking like the X Division movie is going to become an extremely big part again of Impact Wrestling, like it was back in the TNA days. Do you think?
Yeah, but when Ace Austin won the title, they really put it center stage, and since Ace Austin's won it, it's got climbed back up the ladder and grabbing more people's attention.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. So I'm going to go with Rohit win with a bit of help from the Muscle, and you're putting your money on Grace, but you're gonna edge your bets on Rohit by the sound of it.
Yeah, because you can't sleep on Rohit.
Mate, who's going to defeat Rohit? That's all I've got to say. Right, okay, so we're all good on that one then. So now moving on. So this is, at the moment for me, I mean, it's the only knockouts match on the card, which, like I said earlier, is a little bit surprising to me, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be another one because there's so many of the amazing knockouts that seem to be missing. You're not going to have any more than maybe 3 or 4 knockouts on the Call Your Shot gauntlet match, especially if we get a Lufisto turn up or something like that debut, or even someone like Lacey Ryan or someone like that turn up for that. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see her turn up in the knockouts division. But we need to see more, I think. But anyway, so we've got the knockouts championship match set: Deonna Purrazzo versus Kylie Ray. Okay, so we know that Deonna Purrazzo has got Kimberly in her corner, another incredible talent recently added to the roster, who we saw Kylie defeat this past week on Impact. And we saw a slightly different side to Kylie, I think. She got quite aggressive, didn't she?
She got
in that matchup.
Very nasty.
She got nasty. We saw nasty Kylie, not smiley Kylie. We saw nasty Kylie, especially at the end there when she finally got the 1, 2, 3. And she didn't get the 1, 2, 3. She got the tap out, didn't she?
Yeah, that smile to the finish, and she rolled it over into her crossface, and that was showing just how technically sound Kylie Ray is. If people are still doubting how good she is. Exactly,
and she wasn't willing to let go, was she?
No. When she attacked Kimberly the week before, she had a bit of regret in her mind. But as soon as she came up in that match, she was guns blazing. And
there was no way she was going to let go at that point. And it was interesting to see that Deonna coming in, giving Kylie a couple of back shot from behind, coming in from behind. But Kylie comes up trumps with a super kick, taking Deanna down to the ground, which was great to see. Concern on this is that if Kylie's going into Bound for Glory, the momentum of with momentum in terms of getting one over on Deanna, does that mean that we could see Deanna win and Kylie lose? Because normally what you see is the contender, if a contender is going to win, you normally see them sort of kind of like losing a little bit leading up to the match, right?
Yeah.
If they're getting the upper hand leading up to the match, normally they lose in the actual match itself. But because the idea is to give you that sort of kind of like, wow, she's looking amazing, she's going to be a hell of a competitor for the title, But if she's losing going into that, then she looks weak. So she's got to look strong and a credible contender, and that's what they're doing with her at the moment. So it will be interesting to see. I'm going to say that based on recent interview, recent comments, and the way Deanna's been, putting Impact over, especially on social media and stuff lately, I believe she's now signed a contract, and I believe that she is there for the long term. So I believe she's going to win. I believe she's going to retain. What do you think?
I think Kylie Ray's going to win, but I think Su Yung is going to come. If Deanna Prater is going to win, I think Su Yung is going to come out during the match and throw a spanner into the works. Or if Kylie Ray wins, Su Young's going to come out then. So we're going to see Su Yung at Bound for Glory
in this match.
Yeah,
I think so too. I think I think it's going to go two ways. You're going to see Su Yung come out and help Kylie win, or Su Young's going to come out and help Kylie lose.
Yeah.
Or cause Kylie to lose because she's pissed at Kylie for not protecting her in that match against Deanna.
When she's Deanna Bright, she's just breaking down and out of control. So it's just she's turning on everybody.
Doesn't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
Wants destruction more than Rosemary does.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out. And I agree with you. I think we are going to see Su Yung turn up. It's going to be a big, elaborate, with undead bridesmaids and everything. It's all going to turn up. Big elaborate entrance, smoke, and yeah, it's going to be big. The place is going to go, completely dark.
Yeah.
And then it's all going to happen. The music's going to hit. The Titantron's going to go. We are going to see an epic return of Su Yung. Because if you're going to bring her back, it's got to be epic. You've
got to have a big pop.
She's got to turn up in a big way. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like years gone by when Kane came out of the ring in WWE. That kind of thing.
He came out, ripped the door off his cage.
Yeah, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we've got to, I think it's got to be quite elaborate. It's got to be, a big thing, and it's either going to, like you say, it's either going to help Kylie win, or it's going to cause Kylie to lose. So, there you go. I'm going to go with Deanna Prater. Joe's going with Kylie Ray, but we both agree Su Yung is going to turn up during this match, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about it, because I'm actually going to speak to, hopefully I'm going to get a question in with Deanna Prater later on tonight at the press pass, because this is Wednesday, which is literally the day after Impact on the thing. This will go out next Monday, which will then be obviously the 5 days before Bound for Glory. I honestly believe that I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying, Joe?
You think she's on a long-term contract? Yes. I'm sure of it. She gave an interview earlier this week saying what her intentions are. Now she's on the Impact Wrestling roster. She intends to be a mainstay in the company. She intends to be like the next Gail Kim, the next Madison Rayne. He's going to be there for a long term. And I think it's exactly what we need.
I think it's also, recently come out that Madison obviously had a big influence on bringing her back as well. Madison Rayne had a big influence of bringing her back into Impact Wrestling. And apparently she was the one that suggested that she didn't sign straight off the bat. She was the one that come in, do this program, show Impact what you're made of, and take it from there.
Yeah,
and I think
let them come to you.
Yeah, let them say, look, you're worth this. Rather than coming in on a potentially lesser contract. I think that's probably what Madison was trying to say. Prove your worth, and then you'll get the contract you want. You know what I mean? So I think that's interesting. I think that's going to pan out, and I'm really, really excited about this match. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker. One of probably the best matches of the night.
Yeah, it's up there. It's right up there with Eddie Everson, Ken Shamrock, or Rich Swann and Eric Young. And of course the four tag matches, the one I've got booked for matches of the night.
Yeah, I just think that without shadow of a doubt, it's one of the matches it's going to come out and everyone's going to say, wow, that was an incredible match. You know what I mean? And it will go down as being probably one of the best sort of knockout matches of all time or something crazy like that. It's going to be very impressive. There you go. So I'm going with Deanna to win. Joe's going to go with Kylie. But either way, Su Yung is going to be interjected into this in some way. Again, leave your comments, guys. Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to interact with you guys. Okay, so we move on. We're moving on to the four-way, what we just mentioned there, Joe. The four-way tag title match. So we've got Ace and Fulton. We've got the Good Brothers. We've got the North versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah. I've been itching for this since the manifestation started to come around.
I think this is going to be a beast of a match.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beast of a match. You think about it. You've got Ace in there, who is one of the being sort of kind of pegged as the new AJ Styles of the company, or I think a lot of people are saying he's more of a Chris Sabin, maybe a bit of a Chris Sabin of the company. You've got Madman Fulton, who's an absolute animal. You've got the North, who are the longest reigning Impact Tag Champs of all time.
Still one of the greatest tag teams that's ever come through wrestling.
Agreed with, Ethan's looking jacked, and we know Josic Alexander is just basically a reincarnation of Kurt Angle, and of course we've got the legendary team as the champions, the Motor City Machine Guns, who don't look any different. Do you know what? A couple of days ago, I obviously I've been watching them over the last, month or so, and I've been thinking, Jesus Christ, they're just exactly the same as I remember them. They're 10 years older, but they're still as fast, they're still as energetic, they're still as creative. They're just the same. They're just incredible. They're just an incredible tag team that never ever got the kudos that they should have done, 10 years ago. But I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch. I've got on the Impact Plus app, which I do recommend everybody gets. It's a fantastic app. So I went back on the Impact Plus app and I went looking back through some of their matches, apart from, they do look a little bit younger. But apart from them looking a little bit younger, they just aren't any different. They're an incredible tag team now as they were then. There is they've not lost a step. Now, I don't know if you've seen much of Motor City Machine Guns, because I know that you're a bit more of a latecomer to Impact and TNA or whatever. But have you ever seen some of the stuff that they did back in the day?
I've seen one or two of the matches. I can't pick them off the top of my head. And I know Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin individually, when they branched off, they shaped the company as it is now as well, especially Alex Shelley. I'm so impressed with how fluid they're working now. I was a bit disappointed they beat the North for the tag title so quickly, but them winning has really bumped up Gallows and Anderson a lot more than I think it would have done if the North had retained as well. So everything is going in the right direction.
Yeah, without doubt. And I think obviously we now know that next week, obviously we're getting a non-title match between the North and the Good Brothers on Impact. So, or that would be, well, this goes out on Monday, so that'll be tomorrow night, everybody. That'll be going out. So that's going to be an incredible match. I think it's a dream match for them, dream match for the North to get to face a team like the Good Brothers. I think that's going to be a hell of a match. Definitely.
The one thing I want to see in this match at Bound for Glory is one member of each team in the ring, rather than it be two guys on the outside. I said it last week as well. It needs to be a proper 4-way tag team match, rather than having one team on the outside and one team on the outside in the other corner, and just two guys in the ring. We need to have at least four guys in the ring beating the hell out of each other. So really, really up the ante.
I think that's something that you'll see later on. I'm not sure you'll see that straight off the bat. It will start off as a traditional, sort of kind of, two in the ring. I'm sure that's how it'll start. I'm pretty certain that this is going to be a half-hour match. 25
minutes. It's going to be a good long match. But I really want to see all 4 guys going in, really beating the hell out of each other from the get-go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an incredible match. We're going to see some incredible spots. I mean, what's also interesting in this one is you've got kind of quite an even split based on the big guys and the littler guys. When you think about it, Carl Anderson, Ace Austin, and the Motor City Machine Guns, that's 4 smaller guys, and then you've got Fulton, the big LG, and to be fair, both of the Ethan and Josh are both big guys. I mean, they're not as big as Doc Gallows and Fulton, but they're big guys. So you've actually got quite an even split of 4 smaller guys and 4 bigger guys. So it's going to be, I think there's a really good dynamic set up in this as well to get sort of kind of small on small, small on big, big on big. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get everything.
Ace Austin and Madman Fulton were the wild card going into this, and them going in over the Wentz and Dez, I think was a better decision.
Yes.
And then Ace and Fulton are AEW Tag Team Champions. They're absolutely tearing it up in the Indies, and I said it again. They've gelled so well since they came together. It's just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think the AAW Championship was a great thing for those two as well, and I think it helps solidify them as a team. They might not be the tag champs in Impact yet, or at the moment, or they might never be, but you never know. But by them sort of kind of, and they're also getting some practice in, aren't they, as a tag team by going off and being a tag team on the Indies, getting in more matches, getting more ring time in, so a more cohesive unit as a tag team on Impact TV. Going into Bang for Glory, they've had plenty of tag matches now. They know each other fairly well. I know they know each other fairly well anyway because they're from the same state, and I believe that they've trained together at the same training schools and all sorts, so they know each other quite well. So again, it's very interesting to see how that dynamic builds. I think that we're going to see some hell of a tag team wrestling. For me, best tag team in the world at the moment, or best tag division in the world at the moment. These 4 teams are going to absolutely knock it out of the park.
Yeah, match of the year candidate for me. Even before the whole thing, the show started, it's match of the year for me.
So Joe, who's going to win?
I'm hoping it's Ace Austin and Fulton.
Okay.
But if the North retain it, I'm going to be really satisfied with that too. But I want Ace Austin and Fulton to win, to blow everybody out the park. I don't want to see the Good Brothers win. Not because I don't like them. It's just if they win, it's going to be a bit too obvious that they're going to win. I want to see the North retain, but I'm going for Ace Austin and Madman Fulton.
Okay. I'm going for Motor City Machine Guns because I think we're going to get a program with the Motor City Machine Guns and the Good Brothers coming out of Bound for Glory, with the Good Brothers winning the title in 2021.
Yeah, that's the other thing I can see going, but I just if the title's going to change at Bound for Glory, I don't want it to go to the Good Brothers. It's too soon for them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
People will say it's too soon for Ace Austin and Fulton, but they've been with the company for a while, and they're the wild card.
I think if Motor City win it, it'll also solidify them as an all-time great tag team.
Definitely.
And I think that's probably where they're going to go with it. And I'd be, I know that, as far as I'm aware, that this is not necessarily a long-term thing for Chris and Alex. It's like a reunion. It's like a final hurrah for them as to seal their legacy as a tag team.
Yeah.
And I know that Alex is doing a lot of single stuff on the indies. So, and I know he's doing a lot of single stuff. Apparently there's stuff going on in Ring of Honor as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. I can see Motor City Machine Guns, maybe not next year, but certainly the year after, entering the Impact Hall of Fame.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think this is all part of their building their legacy to that happening, even maybe next year. It could happen next year. I don't know. But I think that's what this is about, building that legacy, finishing off, solidifying them as an incredible tag team for TNA Impact. But yeah, one hell of a match in store for us. And I think it's going to be a long one. And, when you consider the talents in the ring, I think we're in for an absolute treat.
Blinking, you're going to miss a lot.
Yeah. Oh, without doubt. Okay, Joe. So you're going to go with Ace and Fulton, or the North.
Yeah.
I'm going with Motor City Machine Guns all the way. Right. It's going to be interesting when we do our post Bound for Glory, review. I'm definitely going to be going.
Yeah, I was right. No.
We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, leave us, guys. Let us know what you think. How do you think this match is going to turn out? Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So moving on to the main event, the last match that we know we've definitely got, and that is obviously Rich Swan versus the world class maniac Eric Young for the world title. Now, this is going to be match of the night. I'm sorry, it's going to be match of the night. I know that we've got some incredible matches in there as well, and I know Joe, your bets at the four-way tag is going to be the match of the night. But I honestly believe, basing this on how good we know Rich Swan is, how crazy Eric Young is, how good EY versus Eddie Edwards was at Victory Road.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Okay, I think this is a shoo-in for match of the night, and it's going to be match of the night. I think it's going to be a contender for match of the year. All right, so I'm putting it all on the line here, people. This is what I'm telling you. This is going to be match of the night and possibly match of 2020. World title match. The build to this has been absolutely insane. We've seen some crazy spots, vignettes going on between, with Eric and Rich. This past week on Impact, we saw Eric Young in the ring, pacing up and down.
Yeah,
shades of his final appearance for Impact. For TNA, sorry. Pardon me, got a little bit of a thing there. But anyway, pacing up and down the ring, shades of his last appearance on TNA before he went to the abyss of the North promotion.
The circus.
The circus, which didn't know what the hell they had. He's just gone mad, hasn't he? I mean, he's absolutely insane. So we see that. He's pacing up and down the ring. We get Scott D'Amore come out. Scott D'Amore basically says, what the hell's going on, Eric? Who have you become? You know, what is this? What happened to the guy that showed so much potential, you know, wanted to be the world champion, but for the right reasons, in the right way? What the hell's happened? You know, we then get the information that Rich is again, you know, yes, it's a slight setback, but he's still on track to be ready in 11 days for Impact Wrestling, for Bound for Glory, sorry. And, you know, he's gunning for that world title. Eric loses it. You know, to be honest with you, this promo in the ring was absolutely captivating. You know, Eric was, again, at his ultimate best. So believable. Like,
he's so intimidating.
Yeah. Like, he's not the biggest cat in the room, right? He's not. Yeah. He's not a big dude.
It's a very old school style promo. Trey and J-Bone was saying he's got a very old school style program. He's really like getting his voice out there, really riling up the crowd and the fans watching, and really selling himself. And
he's so intense that you're just totally drawn in. Like, you see it in his eyes. In his eyes, like, he means everything he's saying. Exactly, Joe. Exactly, my friend. Yeah, he means absolutely everything that he's saying, and you can see it in his eyes. You can hear it in his voice. And when he's giving Scott D'Amore the beatdown, again, I give props to Scott. Scott, over the last however months now, is slowly been building into this, on screen authority figure. I put a tweet out a couple of weeks ago now saying I've literally just realised that Scott D'Amore is now an on-screen authority figure, right? Because it's been so kind of slow building into that kind of role. Yeah, there was a couple of episodes where he was there doing his thing, and then he sort of kind of wouldn't be around for a while. And then he'd get a bit more, and then a bit more, and gradually he's been sort of kind of like, he's there controlling everything now, and he's this is a pain in the ass for me with all this Heath stuff going on and everything else.
Moose.
The Moose business. The Moose promo I thought was brilliant. The thing that with Moose, where he's literally saying it's not even real, Moose. Everything you're saying to me, EC3 doesn't even work here. What on earth are you talking about? And I guess what he suggested at that moment is that what Moose is seeing with EC3, he's the only one seeing it.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah, and Eric Young's got the same mindset. Everything that Eric Young is putting across is what he wants you to see. It's not what's actually happening. It's what he wants you to see.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's how all this seems to be tying in. It's almost like, with the I was sort of kind of bigging up Scott really in the way that the promos were panning out. But that promo that he gave for Moose was giving us, the audience, right, the information that everything that Moose is seeing, everything that we're seeing from EC3 is in Moose's mind.
Yeah.
It's not actually happening, right? I'm sure that's what that was about.
Yeah.
He was saying, what the fuck are you talking about? EC3 doesn't fucking work here. The title doesn't exist. What the fuck?
He even said it's a prop you've stolen from a warehouse a few times. He's exactly constantly jabbing at Moose, so like Josh Matthews tried to, and Moose nearly beat him up, so Josh Matthews shut up.
Exactly, so, and I think that's what that promo was all about. But anyway, back to this match. So we've got a really, really good. We've seen some incredible promos. We saw that turn up. We saw Rich turn up. Scott was getting his beat down, and then basically, the show the segment ended with EY pretty much on his ass. The Rich came in like an absolute bullet. Did some sort of handspring thing off the ropes.
Yeah, I saw the cutter. I didn't see him come down to the ring. I just saw Rich Swan bounce off the ropes and knock Eric Young down. I blinked and missed him even running down to the ring. I just heard his music, blinked, and Rich Swan's in the ring doing this handspring.
Yeah, amazing. You cannot ask for a better build into this match. The segments a couple of weeks ago with the beatdown in Dr. Foreman's surgery or physiotherapy clinic or whatever it is, I thought was superb as well. I mean, when he dropped the kettlebell down onto the what you thought was Rich Swan's ankle, obviously they made it look that way. I was kind of like, Jesus Christ, because I know how heavy them damn things are. So it was interesting how this is all built up, and with the promo that they've set for the sort of kind of advert for Bound for Glory, which is with Eric and his multiple personalities in prison and all that kind of stuff. I think it's the first time, and it's also got speaking now. They've changed it. They've added a bit of speaking into this sort of kind of advertisement for Bound for Glory, which I think is awesome as well. The way you've got two Erics talking to each other.
Yeah.
Again, it just goes to show how good Eric is, and they're putting a lot of faith in Eric, and deservedly so. He is knocking it out of the park. He is one of the best things in wrestling right now. Do you agree?
Definitely. Yeah, like I've spoke about before Eric Young left, when I saw him back in the TNA after losing to Bram, trying to get rid of Jeff Hardy, trying to get rid of Kurt Angle, and I think he tried to take on Drew Galloway as well, and he kept losing to them. And then when he did that promo in the ring, just stomping around, shooting down all the fans, and just saying to them, "I hate all of you. I hate all of you. Don't mourn for me. I quit." He left with that manic mindset then, and he's come straight back in with it. He's just unleashing all of his frustration he left with back onto Impact Wrestling. Yeah. And the way they've built Rich Swann up since Slammiversary, I really did think he was done. And to see Rich Swann come in and do all this after the injury he sustained in January is just fantastic as well. Because I was really worried about Rich Swann when he came back a month earlier than I expected. So I was so over the moon to see Rich Swann. Then Eric breaking his leg again. I thought, fuck this, he's gone again. Damn it.
Yeah, I think the way that they've built this has been incredible. I'm not too sure that some of the, I mean, you've got to take it for what it is, in terms of realism. Some of the things like dropping a kettlebell on someone's ankle, I'm sorry, but like you're not going to recover with that in 11 days. It's not going to happen. No. But it's a story. We know it's a story. It's added in there to create, more and more, hardship for Rich Swann to overcome. It's done its job, and I am super, super excited for this one. I cannot wait for Eric Young versus Rich Swann. I am so hyped for this match. We all know that Rich Swann is one of the best talents on the roster, don't we? We know that.
Yeah.
We've seen what he did in 2019. He was the wrestler of the year. He's got so much heart. When he was taking on Sami Callihan, when he was fighting Moose, Michael Elgin, and whoever it was in that that match where Tessa Blanchard,
Brian Cage and Tessa Blanchard, he went in there for over half an hour.
And he was bleeding, he was hurt, but his heart shone through. And that's the thing that I think Eric Young is underestimating in Rich Swann. And he's got so much heart, so much desire, and he's got that never say die attitude, hasn't he?
Yeah. Sammy brought out the best in Rich Swann.
Oh, without doubt. And I can see Eric Young doing exactly the same. So, what do you guys think? Actually, before we get to that, Joe, who's going to win?
I'm hoping it's Rich Swann. I'm putting my money on Rich Swann for just the ultimate Cinderella story.
Yeah.
I wanted Eddie Edwards to win at Slammiversary, and I said that was going to happen. People said it probably wasn't. It did, and that made me. That was like a elevated. Oh my God, this is fantastic! Eddie Edwards is the pinnacle of pro wrestling. Let's see Rich Swann get that peak as well.
Okay, so my thoughts. Here we go. If Rich Swann wins, it would be, like you say, the ultimate Cinderella story. It would be amazing to see that happen. However, he's not a heel, he's a face. And the best champions are heels. And they always find a way to win. Right? So, and Eric is just insanely good at the moment. He's absolutely on fire. So I'm going to go Eric Young.
Yeah, I can see why, because to burn the momentum he's built up so quickly is going to be a bit of a downer. But these two could just go back and forth until the end of the year.
It could be incredible. We could have a feud, man. We could have a real feud. We could have some amazing stuff going on. We could have Rich losing, but for the next sort of set of tapings, Rich Swan could be basically the person that foils Eric at every turn. Because
it brings Eddie Edwards back into the mix as well.
Possibly. I mean, like I said, I'd love to see heel versus heel, and this is where it's going to be interesting, actually, because for me at the moment, Eric Young is the ultimate heel. He is just, there's nothing else about him. He is a heel, right? He's over, but he's a heel.
Definitely.
Sammy is a heel, but he's also a face. He's what I class as a tweener, but he is incredibly good as a heel. Now I think we're going to see a Sammy and Eddie feud, where Sammy's going to come out on top and he's going to interject into a feud with Eric Young. And we're going to get...
Yeah, you've read my mind. That's sort of where I see things going. If Eric Young wins, Rich Swan and Eric Young are going to be going Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan. I want to see their rivalry revived.
Yep. And I think if anyone...
There'll be a tag match with Eddie Edwards and Rich Swan, Sami Callihan and Eric Young, and like Sami Callihan will probably get one over. He'll put himself up against Eric Young, and then there's going to be a massive four-way to start off next year.
Maybe, mate. But what I do know is that eventually Eric Young will put over Sammy.
Definitely.
That's what I think. Sammy will end up champion again, and this time he's going to get a hell of a run, and not be beaten by an entitled little bitch. No, I'm only joking. I still think Tessa's going to turn up in Bound for Glory. I still got that in my head.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another story. But guys, listen, this is mine and Joe's thoughts. Joe's going to go with a Rich. I'm going to go with Eric. What are your thoughts? Please leave your comments. Let us know. We love discussing different bits and pieces with you guys. Don't forget to leave us a thumbs up. Again, a thumbs up really helps the show. You give us a thumbs up, we turn up in more and more people's timelines, which means that more and more people get to see our show. So we would really appreciate a thumbs up and a share. We really would. If you get the opportunity, don't forget to head over to the We Talk Impact YouTube channel. Give them a sub, smash the bell. Yeah, we really appreciate that, guys. It'd be really good to see us hit 1,000 subs by the end of 2020. Do you think it can happen? Do you reckon it can happen, Joe?
Oh, I know it can happen.
Definitely. And with the help of you guys, it can happen.
Anything is possible.
It's all
by design.
AIP. Anything is possible, guys. Let's see if we can help us hit 1,000 subs to the YouTube channel by the turn of the new year. Would be amazing. I think we're at something like 769 or something at the moment, somewhere around that. So, to hit 1,000, I don't think is unrealistic. It just takes a thumbs up to this amazing podcast, because it is pretty damn good. Well, I think it is. Do you think it is, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. One of the best podcasts on YouTube about Impact today. You all know it. I know it. Joe knows it. TNI know it, which is why they show us.
Yeah.
Let's face the facts, okay? Let's face the facts. So
they're not number one for nothing.
No, exactly. So all I've got to say really is that is, our Bound for Glory pre-show. We've discussed every single match. I think it's going to be an incredible show. If you've not pre-ordered it, head over to the Fight app now. Pre-order the show. I think there's a few competitions running around, see people getting the odd free one here and there. Or if you're in the UK and you want to subscribe to Premier Sports, I know that they're going to be showing Bound for. Also, if you're in the UK. So don't forget that. You got the free sport deal. And of course, don't forget to watch Impact Wrestling every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. on Free Sports, Sky Channel 422. I'm not sure on any other channels, but I know that one. So just make sure that, you tune in. It is available, I believe, on Virgin Media, also available on Freeview. So, and I do believe that they also simulcast the show on their website. So if you are struggling to, if you can't find your channel or it isn't on, whatever platform it is that you guys are using, it also is available at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, simultaneously casting via the Free Sport website. So go and check that out if you can't get it any other way. But it's been fantastic talking to you guys today. Please give us a thumbs up. Please head over to the TNI YouTube channel. Give us a sub. Yes, smash the bell to never miss a watch. And we are also available on all podcast outlets, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, I think Anchor. I mean, there's loads of them. Wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, you will find Total Nonstop Impact UK, Impacted, Bison Talks Impact, the number one rated review show on the planet, Total Nonstop Impact, which goes out live every Tuesday night. For us, I guess it'd be like, I don't know, 2-3 a.m. in the morning.
It's about 3:30. It's 3:30 in the morning. Okay. Impact have asked them to give them half an hour for the post Impact Wrestling show.
The aftershock. That's how many people tune in. They're saying, look, give us half an hour because we want to keep some of the viewers. Because a lot of them head over to the review show. So if you're not watching the Total Nonstop Impact review show, either on a Tuesday night, straight after the show if you're in the US, or you can get the repeat of the show on YouTube. I believe it's on Twitch and a few other places as well. I know that they also do watch-alongs on the show, which you're a part of as well, aren't you, Joe? You go on there sometimes. I don't. I'm not up for getting up at 1 a.m. To do that. I have a family. I've got to get to work and stuff. I can't be dealing with that. The only thing I stay up late for is the pay-per-views. And I'm telling you now, I am not going to miss Bound for Glory. So we're going to leave it there. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash the bell. And we cannot wait to talk about post Bound for Glory in a couple of weeks. So I've been Bison. That has been
the Joker.
And this has been Impacted Bound for Glory edition.